Hello everybody, welcome to your Daily Pop. How is everybody? So let's look into finding your element. I know for a lot of people like myself, water is the ultimate soothing balm for everything. It is pleasant and flowing and calm and soothing and restful. And it is just the alleviator of so many worries and cares that don't belong in our head anyway. When I'm at the beach, I'm not thinking, I should answer that email, I should do this now. In fact, I audibly hear in my head, release it, let it go. Water is just so wonderful. And another element that's so wonderful when I'm really trying to reduce, refine, and just get to the crux of any kind of matter is fire. A single flame, whether it is in a candle, I love that. Anything. I can even put on like a fireplace on one of those like spring morning coffee shop videos and gaze into that, and it starts to work. Because what it does is it's almost like a hypnotic effect. And we breathe deeper and then we become calmer. Again, element, I'm loving me some earth too. Yesterday I went to the forest and just walked and walked and walked. And it was weird. I said, I'm going to be really plugged into my thoughts and my feelings right now as I begin and as I, just walk through these different paths and the things I observe. And more, at first, my brain was doing what most people's do. Busy work. Oh, I have this to do. I got to do that. What are we doing for dinner? Blah, blah, blah. First little trail. Then it just started to disappear. And I consciously would say, what are you smelling? What are you seeing? Look for the squirrels. Look at this particular tree and the ivy. Dissipation of all busy monkey mind right into almost like animal awareness, like hearing a tiny little bird, all of that, and just being so grounded and calm and loving every facet of the woods, because you smell everything. When you're really plugged in, you smell the moss, you smell the pine. It's freaking amazing. So find your element and go to it and experience it in all of your five senses. What is, like, if you're by water, do you feel the mist on your face? What does the salt water smell like if you're by the ocean? Sand in your toes, all of that. And immerse yourself in it really beautifully. I find it just so restful. Despite what could be going on around us, it takes away all the difficult, grueling, and confusing energy and just alleviates it, because it doesn't belong there anyway with us. We're strangely conditioned by society to have our mind always trying to problem solve and figure stuff out, even if we don't have to. It's not doing us any good. Things will resolve themselves. And when we need to implement whatever it is to finish something, we will do that. But we don't need to worry about it 24, 48, 2 weeks in advance. It's ridiculous how the mind does that to us, right? And the elements can really help us be released from that. Now, I love this Get Creative. I remember one time my mom and I were on this fun little island, and we were having a cookout, and it was my whole family. And my mom's face, like, we ran out of sunscreen or something, and that wasn't even the era really of sunscreen, but her face she knew was starting to get sunburned. And I think her hat blew off on the boat, so it was like she had no hat, but she had a scarf, and all of a sudden she goes, oh, I've got this. So she took all these reeds and she braided them together and made a crown, and then she took two straight reeds, stuck them in either side of her temple, and then and had them go out like 8 inches, and then just draped her scarf over that, and it held her scarf over her face like it was a hat. And I was like, that's so creative and ingenious. But that's a thing, learning to use natural elements to help yourself. I remember watching Ian too. I mean, just being a yacht captain, he had to figure out a lot of things when it came to just being very thrifty with space and everything, tying knots, all this crazy cool stuff. And I feel like I brought that into my present day when I'm making jewelry. There's always some kind of really nifty solution to something within that creative realm. And that's why I'm so I'm just blown away by the existence of YouTube in the first place, because you can learn anything. I went on there, I remember I was driving my friend's car, and the oil was getting low, and I was like, oh my God, this is a really funky kind of thing. It was like, I couldn't figure it out. It was not a traditional thing. And go on YouTube for that kind of car, just press in, BMW 5 Series, blah, blah, blah. Boom, and it tells you and shows you right away. So get curious. If you want to learn something and get creative, go on YouTube. You can find all these wonderful things with there. Anything you've wondered about and you've kind of had a challenge with before, it's going to help you out. Okay, so quick sip of coffee, and then I want to talk about a little bit more about this. I feel like when we have a very quieted, calm, peaceful mind, it's very easy to get creative like that, right? You ever see like you just got those mellow friends and you're struggling with something because your mind's full and they just step in and boom, they click that click, they flip that switch, they do whatever and they do it. Whenever I'm really just peaceful and calm, I see a way through. I see a solution because I look from a different perspective, not if I have to do this, blah, 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 but hey, let me try this, right? Not being afraid of having to maybe do something over or making a mistake. Who cares? Let's get creative. And I always feel like as soon as we're really engrossed in a beautiful creative process, whether it's painting, it could be anything, basket weaving, stitching, we immerse ourselves in that to a degree where our brain is now focused on that. So it's relaxing and it's calming us. And that's really helping our body in a myriad of ways. It takes away any of the pressure. So that tenseness in our neck and our shoulders is reduced and released. Better digestion. I mean, I can't even remember the amount of articles that I have seen written on when we are in a creative process, how wonderful that is for our mental health, our physical health, and reduces stress to such an optimal level. So get creative, go find your element. Actually, you can do your creative thing by the ocean, in the forest, whatever it is. I get my best ideas, I'm telling you, when I'm down the beach, I'm like, it's crazy. Like if there were any walls or blocks I came up against in any of my creative endeavors, I go to the beach and it's almost just like this big door opens up and goes, here's your answers. Because I'm not thinking about it in a stressful way. I'm thinking about it in I would love to do this and how might that come about? That's when the answers come, and that's how we're able to get beautifully creative. And also the little things do not trouble us nearly as much. Just say you're on, Instagram a lot and you're seeing all these people do this and that and it seems seemingly wonderful lives, love affairs, whatever, and all of a sudden you just get immersed in that and whatever comes out, your green-eyed demon of envy or something like that. When we're out doing our own creative thing, we're not caring what anybody else is doing because we're having a good time, and that enhances everything. That enhances our family life, how we feel about ourselves, our confidence, and all of that. So get out there and also get creative in new ways. I'm telling you, there's nothing like going to a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby or something like that to be like, I could try that. Ooh, resin work, that looks awesome. Like my next thing, two things I'm totally excited about trying is I want to try some cool like tile works and do mosaics outside. And I really want to get creative about a nice little garden, like just make something so beautifully and colorfully poppin' and inviting and warm outside. Things like that, like spring is the ideal time to tap into that. So I say go for it. So you guys, that is your Daily Pops. Thanks so much for all your beautiful comments and your support, you guys. I'm trying every day to just find another way to say that our lives can be as fascinating and entertaining and as fun as we want. So let's, get out there and look for things that make us feel good about the world, our lives, who we are, how we fit into things, what we're capable of, and how creative and wonderful life can really get when we, when we listen to things that lift us and let us know and remind us of that too, right? It's important because words super contagious. Ideas, moods, super contagious. So be around people, watch things, and listen to things that lift your mood, make you feel good about you, because you deserve to feel good the majority of the time. And I feel like, sometimes we have to consciously remember that and go, oh, how am I feeling? Now it's so great. I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to feel better. I had to do this for myself yesterday. I put on, oh my God, and I love it so much. I put on Bruno Mars music. I put on Justin Timberlake, Donna, I got this feeling. Yeah, I got this feeling. Felt instantly better, and then ended up going to the forest for hours and hours because I had the energy to do it because I was listening to things that lifted me up. So remember, use music too. That's a fabulous way to, get those gears rolling in a really optimistic, happy way too. Just dancing, just dance. That's why I love that I got this feeling, because it's a myriad of people. You got albinos in grocery stores. You got old man at barbershops. You got everybody just jamming out, and it shows the connection of us all through music and dance and things like that. And I just love that. And it was a beautiful reminder to me, like, who cares what you look like? Who cares what's going on? Just go out there and have a good day. And that's what we all deserve. So love and light.